Good morning, everybody. I totally forgot we're going live. What day is today? It's Tuesday. It is the end of the month. It is March 31st. Good morning, everybody. Obviously, the big news here this morning is this fat gap up in Mr. Trump taco here. Joe, good morning, man. Um, Trump here has said that. Do we got you, Joe? Trump here is.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Where you are. Trump here has went ahead and said he's gonna fall back on the war, and that's assuming here the strait doesn't open. So he's saying he's got flexibility on the strait, and the markets are up 1% here this morning. What did you think about this news here last night, Joe?
I mean, I like it because, well, I have calls for next week that I bought yesterday at the end of day, before that little run up at like 2 o'clock. So, I mean, it's just Trump doing Trump things. I care less about that right now, and probably more about the JPM collar stuff that's going to happen and with all of this.
We'll talk about that. So we know that JPM collar is at 64.75. We know we're going to open at probably like 64.50. What about the JPM collar do we need to be aware of this morning?
Just the interplay at the level. So if we would see what the implied open is, 64.17. All right. So it doesn't really have a pinning effect. If it does pin there, it's more by coincidence than anything else. There's this thought that they don't like to pay out on the put, I guess you would say. So it might push us above. But it's just a bunch of negative gamma sitting there, and I'll show it. What's more important to pay attention to is the hedging dynamics post collar. So when they roll this, and again, I think they're rolling it ES options this time. But what happens after the collar comes off is all of the hedging that they had to do has to come off, right? So as this put got more and more in the money, they had to keep hedging by selling futures against it. So when that finally rolls, there's a certain amount of, we'll call it delta to buy back, that could give us this mechanical buying pressure. So that's what I'll be watching. It's why I took this trade. Trump saying what he's saying is just luck, more than anything else. So
now
that's all you guys got to do. People overcomplicate the shit out of the collar trade.
Well, yeah. Well, it sounds complicated. That's the thing. Like it sounds complicated. I mean, in a sense here, you're saying it's got to come off. Now, does it come off at the end of this month, or is it already off?
It expires end of day. So the way that'll work is, in the simplest way, would say, and now we've bounced a little bit, this changes the math, but simple math would say that when that put became, like, let's say 1 delta, which is the highest you can get, that means market makers have now sold all the futures they needed to hedge that put. Because remember, it's a long put for JPM. They're making money as this goes down because it's a protective trade. So dealers are selling those futures. They're now at max short for whatever that collar is once they get to a 1 delta. Think about now when they roll it, market makers have to hedge immediately again with whatever the new strikes are. Let's say that is a 50 delta, right? So 0.5. Right now, you have an imbalance of 0.5 delta for them to adjust. And if you think about that, that means they have to buy back a bunch of that hedging, right? So you get this mechanical buy. And the reason why it's more important is if you look at yesterday's action, people were, at the end of the day, it amazes me that everyone's like, wow, look at this volatility. Nothing about yesterday for like the last 2 to 3 hours was volatile.
Yeah.
When you have a
3 sessions
over
actually.
30,
yep.
This is nothing. So this to me just says mechanical selling. And then on top of that, VVIX actually came off end of day.
Yeah.
Right. Even though the VIX was there, VIX was actually red technically on the day, despite it being a Monday too. Front month futures were red. So the market was down while vol was down.
Right.
And it was just dead. I would call vol more dead than I would say maybe down. But that was an interesting development. So that tells me this is probably just more of the mechanical aspect of them having to sell futures against that particular, collar position that they had.
Right.
So that's it. Now you get Trump taco, that changes things, because now we're getting even closer. What the better way of, in all honesty, I mean, it helps if you already got the long, but if you didn't, today would have been a better day to look at this and say, hey, there is a potential, one day out lotto ticket style trade that you can get if you like this bullish case for how the dealers have to do their stuff mechanically, and you hope that Trump doesn't say some dumbass shit. Because the minute Trump says something stupid, or we go the war headlines, none of this matters.
Right, which we'll get into that in a second. By the way, all the information that you just got from Joeygex here this morning. I mean, he's our resident expert here on these sort of high conversations here in the options world. And inside the 0-day room, you get access to all this stuff every single day, and it changes every single day. There's something cool to take a look at every single day from a gamma perspective, from a VIX perspective, from all this stuff. So Joeygex is huge here inside the room for giving us a lot of this information. Now, everybody's talking about the taco trade, right? So it's like, all right, what he says here, and then it comes off. I would say from just a tape perspective, every time there's been a pop, pre-market or a sell pre-market or something, you kind of always see signs of it just unraveling, and they popped this last night and they held it up here pretty freaking well, Now, does that mean you go running in and buying this shit off the open? No, it's 0-day, baby. We got to wait and see. But we are going to want to see if they're able to hold this where it's at or somewhere relatively close. Our internals hold, your VIX is starting to come down. And if those things do happen, we could get a stretch on the rally. And remember, it is quarter end, right? So that means all kinds of other shenanigans here are going to happen. So check that bias. Make sure you check it at the freaking door. It ain't going to help you. And, we'll play what we got. Did you see this Fannie Mae news about now they're doing crypto-backed mortgage approvals, and the stock was up like friggin' crazy yesterday?
No, I did not see that. That sounds horrible.
Kind of interesting.
Crypto and mortgages does not feel like it mixes well.
Coinbase and Better Home launched a Fannie Mae approved mortgage structure that lets qualified borrowers use Bitcoin or USDC as collateral for their home down payment while still obtaining a standard conforming loan. So standard 30-year, same shit. And you can use your BTC here. Kind of interesting. Fannie Mae popped off the news, and a lot of folks are involved in this. It's very interesting.
Getting some more questions from people on this in our room. Saeed, how are you approaching the open with the collar in mind? So this is the thing, right? It develops a bias for people. Like, it developed a bias for me. The reason why I went and got some longs yesterday was a combination of everything, right? One, the collar and the potential mechanical, wind that we may get from it. Doesn't mean we will. We may. I mean, there is going to be some forced buybacks, but they're going to do it in a liquidity window, end of day, that can easily be absorbed, right? So there's always potential for that. But it was more so vol coming off and all of that. So now what I look at here is, again, trying to check the bias, but I have still a little bit more to the long side. As we kind of go up, they're still going to buy back the futures. It's the same thing. And then if we start selling down, they're going to start selling the futures again. They're going to trade with whatever price does. That's all you really need to know for now until this thing rolls. And it will go into expiration, and then they'll do something else. The reason this one is so unique, the reason that this one is so unique is because they might be rolling this to ES options and not SPX, which changes everything. So that's the one caveat with all of this. So I'm looking for them there to be still kind of a mechanical tailwind into today. This gap up doesn't really help too much in all honesty, because now that it's not fully hedged anymore and they've had to buy back futures as time's gone on. But for whatever reason, they don't like to keep price below 64.75. So we'll wait and see what happens. Just know negative gamma for our purposes. There might be an overextension, and then end of day, just expect a ton of shenanigans. I would not be trading any reversion signals or anything with rebalancing of pensions and all of that. And, people are calling for a more mechanical buying end of day on the pensions at this point from rebalancing perspective, because all of these 60-40 portfolios, or whatever you want to call them, 70-30s, are probably underweight now, given this move on the equity side and like Mag 7 and tech, and they probably have to buy some of that back. That's just alleged. We'll wait and see. Just you don't want to get caught end of day in all the shenanigans is really what I'm driving. Anthony Brown, a little different. They don't sell the put. This is a long put spread. So what they do is they sell an out of the money call to, right? So they go, I'm not entirely sure how much it is. Maybe it's 10%. I could be wrong. They buy a 5% put and they sell a 20% put. So it ends up being a long put spread. They're not collecting premium on the put spread. They're collecting the premium on the call side.
All right. I'm getting all my shit set up.
Yeah, if you want to, guys, they have a whole prospectus on this. That's the reason why people pay so much attention to it, is because they tell you exactly what they're going to do. It's one of the few times where you know exactly what they're going to do. And to be honest with you, most of this is overblown. Yeah, I'll get to them in a minute. 1 sec. This is a little more important than that at the moment. I'll get the audio issues fixed. Just give me a sec.
Why does this fucking...
So just keep in mind that a lot of people are going to overblown this. They're going to tell you that this is all that matters. You know, we have to do X, Y, and Z. We don't have to do anything. You're playing with probabilities. The probabilities in my head were, if we stayed where we were at and we didn't even have this gap up, there's plenty for them to buy when they roll this for the next day. We can get a mechanical buying pressure. Same with this potential rebalancing. Doesn't mean we get it. The minute Trump comes out and says, I threw some missiles at Iran and oil skyrockets, all of this is moot.
Yep.
So that's the problem with all of the bias and all of that. So you just have to know that there's probably more of a likelihood of that tailwind that we saw, but you're being you're going to have some news that could potentially screw that. That being said, Luch, I apparently have to go fix Jay's audio issues, so I will be right back.
Okay, bro. Not sure if Joe posted to the commentary. Yep, VIX net positioning. I'm seeing a customer sold call spread hitting the books at 64.65. That was yesterday. That one worked out really well, by the way. We made a lot of money on that one. Me and Blue made a lot of money in the morning off that. So, guys, sometimes you'll have a big spread seller sitting on the books before the day even starts. They open it the day before. Yesterday, somebody opened up a fat call spread. Looks like we gonna pop here off the open. Let's get focused. Let's get focused here, folks. We want to see these internals first. See where they are. Obviously, they're going to be quite bid. Let's see. Market. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at these internals. Yeah, they're freaking through the roof on the positive side. Let's see how all this shakes out here. Keep an eye on the VIX and keep an eye on oil. Same thing. Same shit. Kind of did want to just buy some off the open and see if this had some pump to it.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, it's just a simple stream restart usually fixes it. For whatever reason, Jay's computer sometimes has issues every once in a while.
Was there anybody on the books here this morning that we should pay attention to?
Let me look. Oh man, Mark's back. Mark, we squeezing puts again today or what? Because I'm all for it this time.
Some of these banks haven't moved that much. So if you look at JPM and some of the banks here, they got sell programs out the open, which is interesting. Meta is the one they're coming after here. This Meta is getting bid.
All right. I know Don and there's a couple other people I think that may have tailed some of this, but I am going to close. I have to close some of these calls down. I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, the Microsoft got a bid off the open. Here's your dump.
Take off half.
Don't be in a rush, guys. Wait this all out.
All right, I'm going to give you guys the gamma and charm maps. You'll see what I'm talking about it.
Tesla's got a bid. SNDK and some of the memory names. Small bid. Lennar. But this thing got choked out. Wow.
As you can see the collar on the heat map here. Options trader. I bought April 8th, so next Wednesday, I bought calls around like 2 or 320-ish in that consolidation period.
Nice dip buy down there. Qs are the stronger index, guys, out of the IWM and SPY. FYI. Meta's up 20 now. Monster rally. Qs are at highs. $640 pre-market level here for SPY, which we haven't been able to get through. Again, 0 day, we wait for extreme, we wait for emotion. Oftentimes off the open with a gap like this. It's going to be harder trading. Meta is really what they came after. MU went red. Oil is, it's not selling at all. Well, I guess it's a different conversation now, right? It's like leave the strait in the hands of Iran, keeping the price of oil up, but bring the market back up. I don't know if that's the narrative. Nothing to do here, guys. We have to wait. Let me check some premiums here out of the monies. What are we trading right now? We're trading 64.13.
One thing to point out for some of you guys that are in the other room and have our wise guy alerts, remember what today is quarterly end. If you see large orders, in particular large orders that are in the money, like that MU one, don't pay any attention to it. It's going to look sexy. It's going to look juicy, but it's probably stock replacement or hedging or something that has no directional bias attached to it. My guess is that's stock replacement because it's a 1 delta put. Yeah, no, 100%. For those that are new to looking at this, you'll see that type of shit come in all day, and people on FinTwit are going to go crazy and be like, oh my God, look at someone just bought $50 million worth of deep in the money puts. What do they know? And they don't know shit. Man, look at the dump in TDEX and VVIX, guys. I'll drop a photo so you guys don't have to pull it yourself. That's pretty significant.
I'm looking at these banks. They're trading weaker. Market's still in this chop range here.
Anthony, I would bet you it's vast majority in this day and age. It's got to be up there.
Interesting to me that the straddle is around like 40 and change. It's not as high as I would assume it was going to be. That doesn't mean much though. We can do anything. IWM kind of getting a bid. Very interesting open. We are holding. Where is the VIX? 28, 29? What is it? So we're back on the 30. Buy here again, trying to break the highs. Can't do it. All right, we're at 640. We're on SPY here.
What are you showing me on there, Iron Man? That's the collar. 64.75. That's the collar. I love how they show that as a. Oh, it's naive. That's net naive gamma. That's why. Got it.
Going to some out of the money put premiums. They're still pretty fucking expensive, man. 63.50s are going for $5. You know, and then the call side is actually way more expensive. Considerably more expensive. So this put skew, this skew on the options is completely different today. That's something to pay attention to, and I'm for sure going to pay attention to this. Mark, I would agree. Mark. I have a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's not a zero-day trade, but I have a little bit considering the internals held. Market looks fine. They're still bidding tech names. Look at this Amazon. Look at the Meta. So I still have it. Then I got to stop at break even here. This AMD has been relatively weak. No real bid here. Nvidia 168.5. I've really been watching this thing. Banks coming back, right? So you got JPM coming back, Bank of America especially coming back. I don't know. So he's sitting this long until we get some damn emotion here. I'm going to queue up some call cells and just get them ready. There's your pop. There's your pop. Yo, calls are really, really expensive, man. Like crazy expensive. Very interesting. I'm going to wait for these Gex walls to iron out, but notice our internals held. Fucking, might be signs of a melt up day. I don't know. I don't know. Not gonna do shit here, guys. We're gonna wait this out. We wait for some programs, folks. Get your programs here. All right, so they busted through 640. Chances are you got a bunch of people trapped long up there. They got to get out. Big small pump. Would love a green star down here.
GG Adino is saying high short gamma on SPX 6515. No.
Remember, you're talking to Joeygex, GG.
No, there's
talking
not.
To Joeygex, GG. So let's explain that though for
Let me show you the screen.
What are you
There's
seeing?
nothing on 6515. Let me share screen to the GG.
I'm also curious as to where folks get their information from. You know what I mean?
Most people just have naive SPX gamma because that's all there really is.
Right.
Even on equity names, we look at naive exposure because that's all we have. This SPX and VIX are the only two products that you can actually get the real data.
Mm-hmm.
But GG, you say high short gamma at 6515. This is your gamma right here in the middle. True net market maker position. Here's your 6515. There's nothing.
And there's nothing. Now, how could
Net
somebody
800 contracts?
How would somebody get steered wrong by saying that, like, let's say she's looking at high short gamma on SPX 6515? What happens from a trading perspective?
Well, most people that are just saying they see that don't really understand the implications of it. But if you were looking at it and it was the wrong number, you would make an assumption that at 6515 there's a ton of short gamma there, which has the potential to explode. Plus, they're wrong. My guess is, GG, you have the JPM collar at 6515, which is not where it is. The 6515 line was what the first part of the collar was, and then they have to restrike it end of day, depending on what happens. So 2 hours before the close, they roll, they pick their new strikes. And then at the close, they restrike it. So 6515 is a useless.
Was that a signal right there?
Yeah, we got one. It didn't hold, but it's coming up.
Okay, now she's saying heat seeker nodes. What is that?
It's probably some marketing mumbo jumbo.
Right. Well, there's other
This is your
things.
gamma map. Here's your 6515. There's nothing there. It's literally nothing.
All right, I went short a little bit. I couldn't get any size there. I would love to add. Damn. Well, there goes that one. I guess I'll take some off and leave a runner.
Yeah. No problem, GG. Just wherever you're getting your gamma information from, they're giving you bullshit. Just know that. This is the problem with SPX. On the rest of the names, like, there's not much you do. They call it a heat seeker node. They don't even have the collar correct. What are we doing here? Anyways.
Okay. So that signal didn't hold. And then remember, you're coming out of consolidation, really, and hitting that. So this, to me, with the VIX going down, Qs at highs, IWM at highs, like this to me looks like it's going to push higher here. But I do want to get queued up and ready for some big old short calls if we get the spot here. And guys, again, I've been looking at these premiums here, and they are fucking expensive here. So they're pricing in something here. They're way more expensive than the put side. So the skew is completely different today. So even the options premium is saying we're going higher.
I mean, we can squeeze with this collar, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what Joe was saying this
moved
morning.
Up, Ron, from what we were talking about yesterday. We've like kind of already moved. So
yeah,
now you just get the negative gamma. The collar mechanics is a little different now that we've popped. What I was really hoping for is we'd actually stay lower despite my calls. That way, when we get the unwind, it could be more violent and you get chasing.
Right.
But just look at VVIX, guys. VVIX and EDAX straight.
There we go. Yeah, they were pricing this in. They've been pricing this in. This makes sense now.
Everything is bullish on this tape right now.
All right, I'm going to fade some of this, but this is bullish. Again, the calls were telling us this was going down.
All right. You dabbling?
Yeah, I'm in. I want to add. I want to add 642, but again, we can go a lot higher. For sure.
All right, let's dabble.
Come on, give me higher, man.
Let's dance.
God damn.
All right. Oh, that's green. Let's try to get some more, though. Come on, give it some more.
I took some off.
What are you guys shooting on?
I'm short
on that star up there.
Luch, how about you?
Yeah. I'm short SPY. I mean, I bought some SPY puts. Bought some SPY puts.
Come on, give us a little more.
I mean, I want to fucking add. I'm gonna start selling out of the money puts too, assuming that side goes to zero or at least close to. But I'd like to do it on dips, of course. Again, I couldn't get any size on that short there.
I didn't get enough size either, but nice trade.
I would love to add. I think with this tape looking like this, I don't want to sell the premium on the call side because we could just keep going. I don't hate it though. Let me pull up some of these.
All right, so the only person that came in off the open, Luch, that of interest, you had someone come in and sell just above the JPM collar. They sold the 6480 calls. I don't know how it's spread. I think it's based on 20 wide or the 6500. Yeah, that's what it is. So they sold 5K contracts, 6480 by 6500, and they're underwater because they sold this within 5 minutes off the open.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a line. I'll write it out to you guys. Someone's playing that we don't, what they'll call, I guess they call it popping the collar, which is the most dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. But it sounds
Who calls it that? Who calls it that?
That's a FinTwit thing called popping the collar. It's a whole
Oh,
whole
that
thing.
is fucking hilarious, bro.
That's the 80s shit right there.
That is fucking hilarious.
Raider Trader and other people pointed out too, we do have economic data coming.
What's the econ data coming out?
Jolts. So Jolts usually does matter.
I mean, Joe, am I hallucinating, or is 6470 a big fat level if we clear kind of where we're at right now?
6475 is your big level. That's the collar.
75. Okay.
Yeah, 6475 is the area of interest. Ozzy, go to this channel, and we will check it out. Yeah, Bruce, I was gonna say the same thing. He's throwing shade at Smitty.
Everybody throws shade at Smitty.
Oh man, we got more lightning strikes. I swear, if I get struck again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Guys.
Yeah, just remember, guys, I'm not talking about ES ever. Oh shit, that's loud.
I heard that.
You hear that?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just thunder and lightning by me. Trying not to get struck by lightning for the second time in a week.
I think it's swept away by a tornado.
We are going higher here.
Yeah. Yeah, good call out. We're seeing oil sell off here too at the push. Brahman and Don, are you guys still in your swing calls, or did you guys close them? I think I have to take a few more and then just leave this 10 lot for runners.
Joe, you playing long?
Yeah, remember I told you yesterday towards the end of the day.
Yeah,
I got
I just wanted to. Yes, I remember what you told me yesterday, Dad.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to come off so condescending. I apologize.
I took the trash out, goddammit.
Guys,
I got a 10 lot left of mine. That's it.
Do not try to friggin' fade this type thing until we get the speed that you need to justify. This is melt up type of tape, and considering the last 3 days that we've had, we could go a lot higher here.
Yeah. And again, if you guys just look at what we've been talking about, you look at credit spreads, right? Nice pop on them. VIX straight down. TDEX straight down. VVIX straight down. Mag 7, they held every single Mag 7 name has held their gap.
Yeah.
And are pushing highs. Oil coming off. So you have all the makings of a nice thing, but again, doesn't mean that they can't rip your faces off at some point. So just always keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, but this is definitely a squeeze.
Oh, they're squeezing people now. Oh yeah,
squeeze day. I'm long.
I think you got to be. I think you got to look at dips and try to get them. I think you got to look at the stars as temporary, temporary slowdowns, but that premium is going to keep going against you. Yeah. Until you get to a point where it's exhausted, and then maybe you can come in. Those 6480s that Homeboy sold, I mean, he sold them at 4. They're going for about 9 here.
I'm glad I took a quick profit on that Starlight Raider set. Otherwise, you get face ripped off.
I took break even on the rest of mine. So
yeah,
again, thank God for fucking automation. Otherwise, I'd be holding and getting smoked right now. But we called it. Just looking at the call premiums and looking at everything, it is what it is. Now the question is when do they exhaust?
I think there's a lot of room to go.
There's a lot of room to go.
Can't. And then what's even more of, some more data. And again, this is all hindsight on some of this. I mean, there's enough signals to take a potential, trade overnight. But you guys look at the VIX decomp that I posted yesterday. If you noticed, what people were actually chasing from Friday was not put protection. They were chasing call side. Now, again, you don't know Trump's going to taco. That's the thing you don't know.
Right.
So, you always take it with a grain of salt, but enough things were flashing, and now you're going to get all of this negative gamma the same way that we sold yesterday off of the collar stuff. Would not be surprised if we test it today.
All right, here's another dip that you guys might want to take a look at for a buy. Would love to see a green star pop up somewhere here.
Yep.
Look at how fast these Gex walls moved up. They moved up to 6,400. And look at these internals here. Still fucking hot. Very hot.
People are now tailing a lot of what they see on the books. You got people adding to the short calls at 64.75 from the caller. And you have people adding and layering into the 64.80s still as well.
I added to the fucking long.
Yeah, you got to add to the long. Those people are going to be in pain here for a little bit.
Yeah, agreed.
Guys, remember yesterday where we were talking about, at some point when we broke down, just find rallies to short? This is the opposite. This is the opposite tape.
Yeah, Lucci, Joe and I talked a little bit yesterday about what we see when traders kind of lose interest or, fall off is more about them not being able to recognize and adapt their strategy. And you just, like, on a day like today, this is what that you see that so clearly, right?
Oh, yeah.
They finally figure out, oh, I need to be short, and they do it they're doing it on the wrong day, and they don't understand what's going on with the dynamic.
Jolts is out.
Jolts just came out. All right. We
100%,
hit highs.
Ronnie. 100%.
This tape is so bullish. No wonder why these call premiums were so fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'm up to 200 contracts on the Qs. The 568s for today. I don't even know what my average is. I just kept hitting the fucking buy button.
Yep. It's one of those days. Easier way, guys, if you don't feel like going long up here, easier way to make money is selling puts. You can do that too. And then notice we're not getting the speed either. So you can't fade this shit because you don't have the speed. And if you do fade it, be ready to be down.
Yo, Marky Mark in the chat, this is where I can confidently say it with you. They are squeezing the puts. Feel really confident in joining your analysis.
Short covering.
I mean, just the VIX move is just.
I actually haven't even
all of it.
I haven't even looked at that. So that VVIX happened immediately off the open?
Yeah, and yesterday was kind of, you started to have that tell because even though we were selling Lucci, VVIX came off. We were lower on the day.
Ooh.
Yeah. So when you had that, then we had front month futures not making a new high when we made new lows, right? Yep. VVIX, the front month futures are actually red too.
That I remember. Yeah.
Right. So all of that, Doesn't mean anything, but it means you might get something.
Take a look at banks here. Look at the JPM. Oh boy.
What is there anything unusual on the board for sweeps?
You got a lot of
I don't know.
trades here, Ron, that I was explaining to some that are in the room, but also newer to the Wise Guy Alert board. If they see a lot of size and they're deep in the money, ignore it. You had a $49 million put sweeper on MU that was deep in the money, so it's obviously like a stock replacement. Otherwise, short term, looks like you're. Damn, that's loud.
Yeah, you can hear that plain and clear.
There's not much that is like really like catching my eye. You got some chasing, but it's all short dated, right? The next week or two.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is the other piece to this is I think there might be a handful of people that get psyched into thinking this is the turning point and we've finally bottomed out, and they could get completely run over.
The most interesting one to me is the PLTR, but I think Lucci, weren't you trading PLTR yesterday or talking about it?
I mean, I was definitely just watching it, it's a very interesting name. Here's a dip here, folks, if you want to go long. Obviously, it'd be nicer if we get some speed and a green star, but with these type of internals, you might not get it.
Kramis asking a really good question, Luch. You wanna tackle that?
Let's see what Kramis says. So for this tape, we want to be aggressive long, passive on shorts. Yeah. But again, the more we go higher, and the more you're not in, the more you're likely to hop in at a point where it's it's exhausted kind of thing, right? Now you don't know where this is going to exhaust, but that's something to pay attention to. With these internals the way that they're looking, and with the market looking the way it's looking, all these tech names and all this kind of stuff, I just bought that dip, by the way, right there. I kind of want to add, but I want to add lower. I've also sold puts, Kramis. So for me, it's just easier to just sell the puts. It's much easier to sell the puts. So that's my aggressiveness, so to speak. Oh, give us a green star, baby.
Yeah, I want one.
Give us one.
I want one.
Nice pump on the VIX here. Call premiums finally came off. And Kramis, remember, bias is going to get you killed out here.
Yeah, I mean, for even as good as this looks, how many days we've seen it where it looks good and then someone says some stupid shit and they go sell us.
Folds.
Exactly. The hardest part with this market and why we trade the way we do on the 0-day end is for the quick profits. You let the runners catch the extended move so you're not caught with your pants down.
Yeah, like I had some longs that I kept shaving out of. I held some, and I just got out for break even. My program just got me out for break even. I wasn't expecting that to happen. In this type of market, you just keep going up. But we just came back 10 handles.
And Kramis, you're saying I had a short bias in the morning. To be honest, I don't even blame you for having a short bias. Every single pop that we've had has been faded. Right? So I don't blame you for having that bias at all. Just doesn't help as much.
But if you get the right day for a squeeze setup like today, you get a day in the middle of the bullshit where you get that. Here we go. Let's go.
Come on, more. We need more, and if we get VWAP, come on. You're right. It is not showing, Mitch. That is a great call, Mario. You bastard.
What happened?
Must refix this VWAP not anchoring properly.
Trade.
Was that an early signal?
It didn't. It just hasn't held yet.
Damn.
If I don't open.
Kind of want to just shoot for it. Boo. See, look at this. Look at this dump. Now the call premium is coming in. Now we should have it almost at that EMA.
Don't even ask me, guys. Almost to the VWAP. What's going on with these signals, Joe?
Joey.
He's deep.
Sorry, I had to fix the stream, and if I talk while I'm fixing it, they'll hear me 2 times. What's the question?
What's going on with these signals?
What you mean? The stars?
Yeah.
They're just not holding.
Okay, I thought you called out to Mario for something. I thought you.
Oh yeah. The daily VWAP stops. It doesn't anchor properly, for whatever reason.
On his program.
Yeah, and it's because of how the stream is set up and the fact that I can't use the web app. It's the browser fucks everything up. But we have a fix for it. I'm just gonna keep it this way.
Stop using the homegrown one.
All right, I just posted a chart in the chat, and these are the calls that guy sold, the 6480s. They're almost back to his cost. Kramis, I wouldn't have thought that was going to happen. Cracky is going to tell us he already sold them.
Cracky.
Just FYI, mostly for Lucci and them, they were expecting like 60 to 75 mile an hour winds. So if my power goes out, I will let you guys know.
Oh, that's what I got going out here too.
Yo, your power goes out more than Puerto Rico, son.
Ron or me?
Yours.
Not mine.
In Tornado Alley now, so
you guys are fucking. What the fuck y'all?
Usually it's pretty good, but now after you get, be honest, that lightning strike really fucked with me. All my years of bad storms, it's never happened before. So, all right, Marky Mark in the chat is getting long.
I'm gonna wait.
Marky Mark.
I'm gonna wait for more speed. I don't hate it down here, but I'm already short puts anyway.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay, baby.
Oh, dogs are bugging out, huh? Poor babies.
Nice long. Nice long.
She's up in your lap, Joe.
Nice long. You just have to sit in it. Look at this fix program. God damn it. Cracking nice sell put trade there. So I got the dip in the YM. Nice. Hope you guys got out of some. Charlie, yeah, of course. That's the same line that the guy was selling. So those are the 80s. Those are the 80s, 6480s. Those are the 6480s. They went against them, right? So the star hit, the option hit maybe $8. They went against it for, a couple of bucks here, $10 maybe, and then just croaked. So I still think these things are going to exactly where the guy paid for them, which is $4. Guys, I'm going to chill. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm waiting for some more information. Let's take a look at the straddle and see if that's come off a little bit. 64.40, let's assume, somewhere around here. Straddle is still 42 and change, which is plenty, guys. Plenty.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Poor Harper.
Also, Toby's not here. He's at the vet, so it doesn't help. She doesn't have her buddy with her. Yeah, there's been a lot of IWM puts coming in today.
Rotation.
It's IWM puts. Let's see what that straddle's doing now. It's got to be decaying. All right, 42. That's actually not too bad. It's off what, 5 handles?
I just told him the straddle.
Oh, sorry.
Herb.
I wasn't plugged into the stream. My bad.
All good. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's still decent though.
Yeah, definitely still decent.
Still super decent. Something's brewing here, guys. Something is brewing.
Yeah, and we're at a very high negative gamma area right now. And the higher we go, anything that's going to be within probably 30 to 40 handles on either side of this 64.75 has a lot of negative gamma. So just know that. Your line in the sand still on the upside for now is still 75. I'm going to show this heat map to the public real quick, Luch.
Tesla, nice little pop here. Take a look at NVIDIA. I'll put back to 170. That's a big area for her. AMD not really doing much here. Some of the banks faded from the highs. And then you look at the memory names, TSM and SNDK and all that kind of stuff. They're kind of coming back from the sell that they put in yesterday. Costco getting sold a little bit, down 4 points here. But again, that rotation trade.
Semis are bid.
Exactly. Morning juice kind of drying out here. That's why I was looking at the call premiums.
Oil tapped a fresh low down here.
Did it?
Hey, yeah, still has a ways to go to get to the overnight or pre-market low, but it did just kind of tap.
All right, time for me to get some fruits. I'll be back.
Fruits and vegetables.
Taking a look at our net sweeper flow tool, guys. Here is what we are looking at from a 0DT basis. Calls definitely being outpacing the puts on the Qs, which makes sense. What's more interesting is SPY is kind of flat on the premium side for now. Girl Trader, high negative gamma means has nothing to do with direction, limited upside or anything like that, or limited downside. It just means there's an increase in speed. So whenever something happens, dealers are going to amplify whatever the move is. Right now, we're dead. So if price action does nothing, then there's nothing. The gamma doesn't even matter. Right? It's when price action starts to move, they're going to trade with whatever is happening. And then reminder for all the folks why it's a little bit slow. Tomorrow, I will do the gamma module for those that are interested. Just click interested on there.
Give us a program up. Let's go tickle the highs. Come on. Here we go.
Another pop. Yeah, Q's definitely the stronger of the two at the moment.
Yeah, I'm along the Qs.
Yo, Iron Man, how do you like ES options?
I'm taking profits here.
There's signal coming here. Lucci.
He's getting fruits.
He's in it now. Now I can see
Get
his
me
face.
the fruits.
I see it. I see it. I see it. I don't know how much you're gonna get off of this.
Well, I took my profits on the long side with the signal.
As you should have.
Yep.
That was a nice long. Anybody who took that dip? I think Mark in the Mark over there took it.
I wound my way up to, I thought it was going to be in like 500. I got to 300. I didn't get to 5.
Yo, Cracky, your short puts here are looking pretty good. Short puts are preeming out. Preeming the fuck out. Nice fade. Anybody who took that.
It's the beauty of these signals. They get you out of a long and into a short.
You can see the action definitely kind of slowed down. Now, if you look at these Gex walls, you're all the way up to like 6480, 6500. That's why we know we have our levels. 80Ds are held, and then you got your fat man here at plus 10. So range here for now. There is some bid sitting here, of course, and we'll see what happens. I favor the long. It's just look at what you're going to have to sit through. So I think it's just easier to sell fucking puts, in my opinion.
I don't think there's anybody better at it than you are, and I'm not saying that to kiss your ass. I can't do it. You do it better than anybody I know.
No doubt. People are saying, would you try and bounce it off the blue line? You could do that, people, off the VWAP. You know, but again, keep it tight. And then make sure your internals don't change. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm selling 63.50 Kramis, but I sold those from the open, so I got 450 on those, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already, you know, they're going for $3 now, which you could still sell them, but, and then remember, your put, whatever you have to long, as a result, that was a nice dip by there. I got nothing. I'm sitting here waiting. And then, people, there was your blue line again. We hit the VWAP and rallied. That worked like a charm. Hope you took it. You got to be fast. But again, guys, notice you're going to get a tighter range here because we're more bullish. But anything can happen. Keep an eye on the VIX. All right? Don't try to overthink this. Don't try to overthink this. And if you're doing too much, just wait. Wait, be patient. There's a fucking lot of day left. It's month end. They're obviously going to do crazy shit. It's only 10:20. Take a deep breath. Relax. Smith is saying, Smith, look at Smith. 80% of the time gaps fill. There you go. He's going to take a lotto for the short. Good luck. Smith loves his bias trades. There's a couple people in here that just love their bias trades, no matter what. Blue is asking any scheduled Fed speakers. I have no idea. Kramis, you see this type of action, though? They bid every single time. They bid it off the lows every single time.
To answer that question, Goolsby speaks this morning. Well, it's new.
GG. Yeah, East Coast, baby. East Coast. I live in Puerto Rico. Joe's in Midwest, Chi-Town. And Ranchero lives out in Cali, Hawaii, and then all kinds of other fucking countries. I don't know where the fuck he'd be at. But we all have like a, little chip on the shoulder kind of thing. What about you? Where are you from? Mark here, Bears rarely get bailed out. Bulls mostly get bailed out. I mean, in this type of tape, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do shit. And lease-wise, I don't want to guess. But I will say, these internals held. Everything is still bullish. VIX is down. This is a different type of tape. If you look at most tech stocks, look at Meta and all this kind of stuff, there's a bid here. There is a bid here. Look at Meta. It's at highs. You can't deny this. Look at NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA.
Qs are almost back to highs. That being said,
look at fucking NVIDIA. So I might even move up on my short puts. All right, here we come. Anthony Brown with another historical reference. 89% of the day, 89% of the gap ups of 1% plus, end of the day positive. That's going back to 2000. And guys, don't try to sit here and try to figure out where we're going to break out or break down. You're going to take too many losses. You're going to overtrade. If anything, stick with the trend and buy those dips.
Someone in the public stream Drew is saying, how long do we have to make a new high before it becomes an indicator of a reversal?
oh boy.
Ron, do you wanna take that?
So, I mean, basically what I think we're being asked is, when is it okay to buy again, right? So it's a combination. You're making a fucking pasta sauce, right? You can't just declare buyers are back and we're going higher. You need a combination of, like, today you've got a perfect storm, and Joe laid out the reason with the caller, but do you have anything else that's being put into the sauce? Is the war over? Is there a change in our economic picture, right? There's like a combination of things. What do you see on the tape? What do you see in big picture buying as far as sweeps are concerned, or other positioning? Is it there? I don't think it's there. Would you agree with that, Joe?
Yes.
So I think you can have a day where you really squeeze and it sucks participants back in thinking it's over, and it isn't. There's all kinds of scenarios where you have a squeeze day or days in the middle of a negative environment, and then that's when people get run over. If there's something you really love and you want it long term and you want to buy a little on a day like today, go ahead. But if the overall picture starts to melt back down, you've got to seriously consider covering that position that you opened up, or you're going to get into a cycle of averaging down. So there's never an all clear signal. It happens slowly, like the frog in the boiling pot, right? You just have to be willing to adjust, because I don't know when that day is. You can get feelers, you can try, but you've got to use common sense, and you've got to be willing to shut your positions down and wait again. If you're not willing to do that, you're just going to get stuck in the average down scenario. And averaging down is for losers, and averaging down killed more people than the fucking plague.
Yep. Here we go. Almost back to highs. Yeah. So Ron, do you eat frogs?
I've eaten frogs before.
So you boil them shits? Is that what you do?
You know, I've always had them. Like I've had them in the Caribbean, believe it or not. Like on, I'm trying to remember what island it was, but they loved that shit over there. And it was frog legs.
Wow.
Pretty sure they made me sick. They were in some kind of cream sauce.
I think we're going a lot higher, but it'll be slow. Look at this NVIDIA.
Watch your VIX up here, because you could get trapped.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything except for selling put premium, which, by the way, is going to shit here. Now, the problem is that because of yesterday's volatility, you're selling something, and even if you go 20 wide, the 20 wide out, like the long leg, is still so expensive. So you ain't making much.
Lucci, there's a Katie sighting out here. What's up?
Oh, yeah? He's in the stream? Where's he at?
Senior Katie.
He probably came out because of the frog conversation.
Chris, what are you doing right now in this environment?
What up, Katie? All right, we failed that high again. Yeah, I don't want to do a damn thing here besides sell premium. Chris Katie is shortening trade duration. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Lucci, I'm going to shut down the public I don't know if you already said your words or not.
No, man. It's just Katie popped in for us a little second. You want to say what's up to Katie?
Oh, Chris. What up, Chris?
Shit. But yeah, let's close the public stream, man, guys. Folks here are coming on the public stream. We do this every day. I think one of the things is, if you guys came in late, you missed an update here from our boy Joeygex, who's in the middle of your screen. Actually, can they see your face right now, Joey?
Yeah.
Oh, they can see your face. Okay, great. That's our gamma specialist, our option specialist. So we get a lot of data that comes from him in the morning. Just kind of an overall landscape, dealer positioning, retail positioning, and that helps us a lot with decision making and then overall consensus for the day's type of action. Today, as we saw, internal super good. We had news. Obviously, the day can change. Anything can happen. But yeah, this is us every single day. We're looking for emotion here to fade. We're looking generally for mean reversion. But of course, on trending days like this, so far, there's a lot of selling premium that we can do. So this is for all the futures guys, for the options folks, as well as the folks who want to sell premium too. This is the spot for you. 0 day, all day, baby. So hopefully we'll see you in the room.
Cool. Banner up there has the information that you guys need if you would like to join. And then obviously if you're on YouTube, links are in bio for both the 0 day and OptionsDepth, where we get the gamma information from. And then also for everybody in the room or not, I will be live again today at 1 p.m. Eastern with OD, talking about breaking down the trade from last week that we took off the profile, and talking about gamma and charm. So
tune in
over there.
Joeygex on OptionsDepth for you guys who want more detailed stuff about options and how they work, gamma profiles and all that kind of stuff. Hit up the OptionsDepth. Is that going to be in the Discord?
It'll be in their Discord if you want to ask questions. It would also be public on X, and I'll post the link to you guys as well.
All right, guys. We'll see you